Life can be so hectic sometimes. With everything going on in the world, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. Now, that's why it's more important now than ever to find ways to ground ourselves and to live a meaningful life.
As a Catholic, we turn to the teachings of the Church to guide us on this path. Three papal documents, Laudato Si, Gaudete et Exsultate, and Christus Vivit, offer us valuable insights on how to live a holy life in today's world. And what better way to explore these teachings than through the world of sacred scriptures?
Welcome to the Sacred Scriptures, where we explore the teachings of the Catholic Church. In this place, we can learn how to live a holy life by building relationships with others, caring for the environment, and cultivating a sense of community. Now, this is John, a new resident in town who wants to learn how to live a holy life. And this is Peter, the mayor of the town who will teach and guide John through the teachings of the Catholic Church as he explores his newfound home. On John's first day, Peter knocked on his door and asked him to come to the village's field. Peter then turned to John and said, "The first thing you need to learn is to take care of our common home. We should plant trees, water our plants, pick up litter, conserve energy, and the like. Because by doing this, you're not only caring for the environment, but also for the people around you who live in it." This is an application of Laudato Si, Pope Francis's encyclical, which translates to Praise be to you. It focuses on caring for the natural environment and for all people. God created the world and entrusted it to us as a gift, and so we have the responsibility to care for and protect it, as well as the people in it, as stewards of the earth. Now, according to the document, the misuse of creation begins when we no longer recognize any higher instance than ourselves, when we see nothing else but ourselves. Now, this is a reminder that humans are not the only ones benefiting from God's creation, and that our actions should take into account the well-being of all creation. Now, if we think otherwise, this would lead to the disregard for the long-term consequences and harmful effects. Now, we are all connected, with or without blood ties, including those who will come after us in future generations. And therefore, the misuse of creation is a consequence of a narrow and self-centered view of the world, which ignores the interdependence and interconnectedness of all creation.
On the next day, Peter visits John again to teach him a new lesson on how to live a holy life. He tells John, "In this village, everybody needs to learn how to treat others with kindness, compassion, and respect." As they walk around, they see villager E angry at villager F. Peter then nudges John lightly and says, "Helping and serving others is one thing, but we must also be forgiving and understanding." Peter exclaims to John, who nods. This is an instance of Gaudete et Exsultate, and it reminds us that holiness is not just for the select few, but for everyone. We are called to be saints and find inspiration to the everyday actions of the saints next door. Individuals who may not be canonized but can still bring about meaningful change. They are souls whom no history book ever mentions, but are people closer to you than you think. They can be your family, neighbors, or friends. Anyone who has inspired you. Being holy doesn't mean being perfect, but rather striving to love God and others. It takes effort to be kind and patient to people around us, but we can achieve holiness even through the simple acts of love and kindness. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 12, Jesus tells those persecuted or humiliated for his sake, "Rejoice and be glad." The Lord asks everything of us, and in return, He offers us true life, the happiness for which we were created. Our calling is to be saints and not to settle for a mediocre existence.
One day, Peter invited John to the town's park. They saw a group that was serving the community by giving gifts and holding small prayer group discussions. John asked Peter what they were doing. Peter told John, "Everyone lives a purpose in life. They do it by embracing our unique gifts and talents. God loves us and has a plan for each one of us. we are not meant to be passive spectators of life, but active protagonists of our own stories. John responded, "Oh, now that makes sense. By doing these things, we can find holiness in our everyday actions and strive toward living a life of purpose." Now, this is a case of Christus Vivit. Pope Francis reminds young people that they have a unique purpose and mission in life. And by embracing their gifts and talents and becoming missionary disciples of Christ, they can share the gospel with others, serve those in need, and build the community. Throughout their words and actions, young people can live a life of purpose and make a positive impact on the world around them.
In conclusion, the papal documents, Laudato Si, Gaudete et Exsultate, and Christus Vivit offer profound insights into living a holy life in today's world. Laudato Si emphasizes our responsibility as stewards of the earth, calling us to care for the natural environment and the well-being of all creation. It reminds us that a narrow and self-centered view of the world leads to the misuse of creation, ignoring its interconnectedness with the consequences of our actions. Gaudete et Exsultate reminds us that holiness is not reserved for a select few, but it is attainable for everyone. We are called to find inspiration in the everyday actions of those around us, the saints next door, who may not be canonized but can bring about meaningful change through acts of love and kindness. Being holy is not about perfection, but about striving to love God and others, embracing a life of purpose and fulfillment. Christus Vivit speaks directly to the young people, emphasizing their unique purpose and mission in life. By embracing their gifts and talents, they can become missionary disciples of Christ, sharing the gospel, serving those in need, and building community. Through their actions, young people can make a positive impact and live a life of purpose. In essence, these documents call us to recognize the interconnectedness of all creation, to strive for holiness in our everyday actions, and to embrace our unique purpose and mission in life. By doing so, we can live a life that reflects our responsibility as stewards of the earth, finds fulfillment in serving others, and bring us closer to the true happiness and abundant life that God offers.